This episode of Bots Obsession is brought to you by you, the viewers.
Well, hey there. Thanks for clicking. Now, before you go down in the comment section and tell me that I'm wrong and dumb and stupid and all that great stuff, I want to say that I actually don't think Transformers 1 is all that bad. In my opinion, Transformers 1 is a movie that doesn't add anything new or major to the Transformers franchise, and as a longtime Transformers fan, it's a little boring. And again, this is just my opinion about it. I'd like to kind of take these next few moments, minutes, whatever time you'd like to give me, to talk about why I think this about Transformers 1 and why it is my Transformers hot take. And of course, before we get started, go check out those support links in the description and click subscribe and like. Alrighty, let me kind of get out of the way the stuff that I actually really did like about Transformers 1. It's not that I think it's a bad movie, it's that I think it's very boring when you compare it to other Transformers stories that have been told. Obviously, you have Megatron, which I think, firstly, the voice acting and everything about Megatron in this movie is great. He is a understandable, not sympathetic, very notable difference. He is a understandable villain or antagonist. I really like this Megatron. You totally get all of his actions throughout the movie, and you understand that once he's made up his mind about Sentinel and he crosses that line, there is no coming back. And I really like it. In short, it does a lot of things I think a lot of people get wrong about Megatron really right, and I kind of love that. Should also probably go without saying, but I do also really love the animation and the lighting. Everything that really went into making this movie look good makes it look good. I'm not a big fan of the art style. I think it looks just a little weird. I get why it looks like that, and I don't hate it. It's not the worst Transformers have ever looked. I mean, look at Beast Machines. I also really like the weight that this movie gives to the Primes and the Matrix in general. Finally seeing people kind of revel and bask in like the glory of the Primes is very nice. Good lord, it's hard to emote totally without wrists. I also, of course, want to throw out that this is a fantastic starting point for anyone who is getting into Transformers as a franchise. Before this movie, we didn't have a great thing to point to and say, oh, you want to know what Transformers is about? Watch this. Transformers 1 is that. Now the hard part, why this movie is kind of boring, especially compared to its contemporaries. Namely, Transformers Rise of the Beasts. But it'd also be a little criminal if we didn't talk about Skybound here as well. For a quick plot synopsis, Transformers 1 is the quote-unquote untold story of Optimus and Megatron before they became Optimus and Megatron, as well as the budding factions of the Autobots and Decepticons and how that all came to be. With a traitorous political figure all in the mix wrapped up, it's all stuff we've seen before. Sentinel Prime being a two-faced liar, we've seen it in Dark of the Moon. Megatron being this violent miner who has to come up from, pull himself up by his bootstraps. We've seen it in IDW. And of course, Optimus Prime getting the Matrix and becoming Optimus Prime fully and truly. Now, there are a few things that, granted, are a little bit new. The whole thing about the T-Cogs, that is a bit new. The Icon 5000, that is also new. But that doesn't really add anything to the greater Transformers mythos. Whether or not Optimus Prime and Megatron have their T-Cogs has never been an issue before, and in this movie, it's just to create a classist structure that already exists in other pieces of Transformers media. And I guess the Icon 5000, you could say it's just the Velocitron race that we get every now and then. The main thing I'm getting at here is that to a veteran Transformer fan, someone who's been in the fandom since childhood and who's been getting into the Transformers deep lore like the last few years, yeah, this movie doesn't really offer anything new for me, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's still a fine movie. Everything looks good, and it does everything inoffensive that a Transformers movie should do, and it works. It doesn't feature anything explicitly for me that adds to my Transformers experience. Is it cool to see this story played out in big AAA fashion with all new designs and a fresh take and a fresh look and beautiful lighting and wonderful voice acting and pretty good music and just wonderful fight scenes and creative ideas? Yeah, it's a good movie in that sense. If that's what you want out of a Transformers movie, this does that. But one of the major reasons that I like Transformers is we do not have a set canon. We do not have a set way that these characters need to act. Now, I generally like when new takes take from old takes and kind of push the character a different way, not necessarily rewrite that character. Transformers 1 doesn't do any of that for me. It doesn't do the thing that I like Transformers, the franchise, for doing. It just sends these characters down the path I've seen them walk a dozen times. What I'm trying to say here is I'm kind of tired of seeing Batman's parents die. I'm seeing Spider-Man hold Uncle Ben's hand. I'm tired of seeing Megatron rise up. I'm tired of seeing Optimus Prime roll out. And I said I was going to compare it to its contemporary, so let's talk about the things that Transformers Rise of the Beast does new and why I kind of appreciate it a little bit more. And before anyone comments, I watched Transformers 1 literally before I recorded this video so I could see it again and be fresh with it when I recorded this. Transformers Rise of the Beast is the tale of the Autobots as they're stuck on Earth in the year 1997. They are trying to get back to Cybertron using an artifact known as the Transwarp Key and have to rescue it before the Terrorcons and Unicron get it. Using the help of both Noah, another human whose name I don't think they say once in the movie, and the Maximals, they must do this to save their new home of Earth. I hope I've summarized that summer blockbuster up. Basically, Unicron's gonna eat the Earth. There's a MacGuffin. The Autobots and Maximals gotta team up before Scourge gets it. Is this the most deep lore plot that ever existed? No, not at all. This is basically every Marvel movie's plot ever. It's also like the plot of every Transformers movie ever. What makes this movie special compared to the other Transformers stuff is the characters and how they interact with each other. Optimus Prime is a battered general in this. He just wants to get home. He's willing to sacrifice certain things, but he's not willing to sacrifice the planet. He's willing to go to extremes, but not total extremes, which I really like, and we see how he gets there. Mirage is a completely new take on the character, and one I really like. It also makes Bumblebee take a back seat. That's a breath of fresh air, especially for this franchise, where the only other piece that did this was, say it with me now, So yeah, I really like that they did that. Also, for the first time in live action, to my knowledge, these bad guys actually felt like bad guys. Like, Scourge had a personality. Battletrap had a personality. Even Nightbird had a little bit of one. And all the Autobots felt fleshed out. You had Pablo, who was this nice naturist kind of guy. Mirage was this cocky dude. Optimus was tired of all the other Autobots' BS. Bumblebee was Bumblebee. And RC was the techie girl. I liked it. It was really cool to see like all these characters really like shine personality wise versus, I mean, maybe not so much the Maximals. It was really nice to see like that change of pace compared to the other Transformers movies where a lot of characters felt second rate and not unique at all. And yes, Transformers 1's cast is small enough that all the characters do feel pretty well defined. Elite is a stick in the mud. Optimus is optimistic. Megatron is pessimistic. And Bumblebee is fucking there, I guess. I really don't like him. I swear to fucking God, if I have to hear Badassatron one more fucking time, I'm gonna throw every Transformers 1 Bumblebee off of the Walmart shelves. Rise of the Beast just really offered something new, or at least new takes on characters who I'd seen before. Scourges, multiple versions of Scourge and mashed them together, and it took an Optimus Prime that, you know, we were kind of tired of seeing and made him feel fresh, or at least fresher than he had been. It took Mirage, kind of a B-tier character up to this point. I don't think he's been in anything since G1, and made him worthwhile to see. Whereas, yes, while Transformers 1's cast has personality, it's personalities I've seen all of these characters have before. So once again, this is just my opinion on Transformers 1 versus its contemporaries in other Transformers media. I find, at least for me as a Transformers fan, Transformers 1 does not offer anything new or interesting to the Transformers mythos, and as a fan of the greater Transformers canon, it doesn't really appeal to me, and I find it a bit of a boring movie. Whereas things like Transformers Rise of the Beast, which, sure, they're a little brain-numbing, but there's a lot of new mythos in that, and they twist the characters that I've seen before, making it at least a little bit more interesting. For me personally, Transformers 1 is a movie that is fun for new fans, but for longtime fans, doesn't offer anything new or the characters included in the movie, whereas Rise of the Beast at least tilts those characters in a different direction, as well as another contemporary, that being Skybound, where it shows basically G1 if G1 was serious. For those that have stuck to the end, thank you so much. You guys fucking rock. Don't forget to check out the support links down in the description, including the Discord and Patreon. It's just $1, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been Boss Obsession.